Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for an all new episode recap of today's Days of Our Lives, February 19, 2025. So it is Valentine's Day for the fourth day in a row in Salem, because at this point we can't move past Love Day, right? So we've seen Sarah and Xander, they're celebrating their Valentine's Day, a cute intimate dinner at home, because they didn't want to go to the bistro again, because Xander understands that Sarah has been working a full shift and he just wanted to be quiet and cozy, which was really thoughtful of him. So he set up dinner, and they're just talking over dinner about her work shift, and she's telling him about the whole hospital situation with it being bankrupt. And he said, why not I offer to buy out the hospital? So she said, they don't have the for sale sign up, but he said, I'll do anything to make sure that you are okay at the end of the day, right? So they move forward to him and Philip working together, and she does share her reservations about him him living under the same roof as them, because she didn't think that they would really it would really get that far, right? She wants them to work together, but yes, she doesn't want him that close, right? She feels as if she's pushing too hard, because at some point, even though I already know that she was going to tell him the truth, she did say, I have something to tell you, and I feel bad for pushing. And he said, you shouldn't feel bad, it's working out for good. We need to work together. we're going to be doing meetings here and all of that, so it makes sense for him to be under the same roof, right? So at this point, I'm just, is it me, or do you think that Xander actually knows what's really going on, and he's just really waiting to just lift up the hammer on the two of them? Because at this point, like, Xander can't just be that gullible or naive where he's not figuring out that they're hiding something dire. I hope he's really finding out, and that he has a reason for wanting Philip to come closer. That saying about keeping your enemies closer, yeah, I definitely believe so. So Philip is packing up to go move back into his father's place. His mom comes over and he tells her about that. So of course she's hesitant, because she doesn't trust Xander's motives, and they hate each other from far as she can recall, and she doesn't think that him going there is the safest thing. What happens if the truth is found out, or Sarah decides to tell Xander? And Philip is saying, it's not gonna happen. She has a lot to lose as much as I. Her marriage is on the line. Who would want to be somebody they can't trust? So she has a lot to lose. She's not gonna tell. So Kate doesn't believe it, but she's gonna trust in Philip that he's doing the right thing, and that he will get what he deserves, because at the end of the day, she just wants to know that he's safe, and she's just really overprotective, right? Which he understands. So he offers to take her out to eat since it's Valentine's Day and they're both alone, and she said no, she's actually going to the pub. I think Roman is coming over and all that, right? So he gets ready to go back to the Kyriakis mansion. So he comes over, and Xander and Sarah have an intimate moment at dinner, and he said sorry to interrupt. He thought they were at the bistro. So he said Xander said change of plans, and he is here. He welcomes him here, and he said, you can keep my wife company while I go get the dessert, right? So Philip is saying that, are you okay with me moving here? She said, I have my reservations, but what can I do? So he said, I understand that, but just know that it's working out for the best. So Sarah said, you better hope it works out, right? So they talk about the whole, yet again, out in public, talking about this whole letter thing, and they say nobody's gonna find out. But Xander walks in at the time when they say nobody's gonna find out, and he says, what, they're not gonna find out. So Philip covers and say, that there's room on the West Wing. So he said yes, it's empty. So he said that he's gonna settle in, and Sarah's like saying let us know if you need anything, and he said yeah, sure. So he leaves, and then Xander surprises her with the dessert that she surprised him with years ago on Valentine's Day, the same exact chocolate cake. He picked it up from the pub, and they were sharing the sentimental moments, and they were hugging, and she said that she's lucky to have him. And I'm just saying, how can you feel good in yourself that you're doing this, and you're saying you're looking out for him and all that? like, but yet still you are hiding this big thing from him. Considering what he went through, he didn't have the birthright. He didn't grow up in the Kyrgyz mansion. He was looked down upon and disrespected, and he fought hard to get to this point. Finding out that he's Victor's son, getting the birthright for himself, and then to share it with Philip, and now to turn out it wasn't actually true. And now Sarah, of all people, you'd think would have done the decent thing, but she is looking out for herself, because you're saying that you're trying to protect Xander, and Xander can be. We know Xander can be, but you married to him. You know how he is. You just gotta take it with a grain of salt for what it is. So Gabby and JJ, they're having their Valentine's Day evening as well. Things get intimate between them, and then they start talking about Rafe and how Gabby was talking about Rafe and how Rafe used to tell her about keeping her bed tidy, and a cluttered bed will lead to a cluttered life, which I definitely believe in, because I do not like clutter. I like organization, and he's definitely right about that. Like, if everything is cluttered in your place, like, how are you able to function? And I definitely agree with that. So JJ said that's solid advice. That sounds like the Ray fan though. And Gabby said, yeah, like, he's not acting like himself these past weeks, and she can't believe that he did that to Jade and hurt her in the process. And she definitely told Jada that she believes in her and she's on her side regardless. And JJ said, you know what, let me offer to help to investigate the case and look at the evidence that's brought up against her and see if it has any ties to EJ, because I feel like EJ is behind it. So Gabby's all in, and Gabby wants to put EJ away because of what he did to her a year ago for a crime she didn't commit. So she wants him to pay for something that he actually did. And JJ said, okay, let me get on it. So she said, not tonight, it's Valentine's Day night, right? So he said, yeah, of course, right? So Jada's at the pub, and she has a drink, and she's saying, she's upset about what Rafe said to her about coming into his bedroom after what he did to her and her job. So she was about to drink it, and Sean stopped her, and Sean said, maybe you don't want to do that. I know that you're hurting right now, but this is not the best way. I know how it feels to drown my sorrows or my problems over drinking, and it never worked out. So I don't want you to go down that lane. So she said, well, how do you suggest I get over it? I get through it. So he said, let's play some darts. And he said, 2 out of 3, best game, whatever. And he was showing her how to aim the darts, and he was really cool with it, and they were having a good time. So I can definitely see the chemistry between these two, and I think Jada brings out a lot out of Sean, because Sean is normally like this dull guy, too cookie cutter of a guy, but Jada brings out a little bit of personality in him. Like, I could see these two together, but again, I also like Jada and Rafe. So, maybe somebody else, but I could see it happening between Jada and Sean. What do you guys think? So they're having a good time, and also he asked her about the whole Belle and EJ thing, and he asked her about what she said about them just not having a one-time thing, and she said, yeah, I actually saw, she tried to lie about it at first, but then she said she saw Belle over there, and it doesn't look like she was over there to see Johnny. It was actually to see EJ. So of course, Sean feels a way about it, but I'm saying, why are you asking about Belle's personal life? Like, you guys are divorced for the umpteenth time. Like, why do you care that much about her and what she's doing in the bedroom, right? So anyways, he helped her with her suitcase to Stephanie's place, as she couldn't find the key at some point, and she thanked him for really taking her mind off Rafe. And they're eyeing each other, and they almost kissed, and Jada said, you know what, I might be mad at Rafe, but I'm still in love with him. And Sean agrees. Sean saying that it might be a bad idea, or we might regret it. So, let's just, end the night off as friends and keep it there, right? So, yeah, that was it with them. So Roman also comes home from, seeing Rex in Chicago, and Kate is happy to see him. It's Valentine's Day, so of course they hug and, embrace, and he gives her a gift. He said he's sorry about what happened body and soul, and he just gave her that to also cheer her up. So they go upstairs to do business, and that was it with them. So last but not least, right? So come back to EJ and Belle, and they were just, talking about what happened with Rafe or Arnold and how he came on to Belle, and EJ was about to go, deal with him. And she said, stop. And, I know that you want to defend my honor, but I handled it. And I think it's cute that you want to do that. So he said, oh, really? So they were flirting with each other. And, he said that he wanted to be the only one that she should kiss and all that. They start kissing and they go in to have a drink. So Belle is saying that, given everything with what happened with Sean, and he was a really good guy, I really don't want to go through the process of being hurt again, because he hurt me, and there's no telling what you could do. Consider you're the person that likes to toy with the law, and me being the DA, it may be issues with our relationship. So I said, I understand that, but I was in that position as well. And she said, beg to differ with how he handled it. Look where you're at now. So she said, is there anything that I need to know so that if I know I have to walk out to the door? So he said, about that he was about to come clean with her, and then she got a phone call from Paulina, and Paulina basically tell her what EJ was doing, trying to throw her under the bus and get her fired, right? So she come off the phone, and EJ is saying everything all right, because I'm saying, you a smart guy, you should have figured out that if it's from Paulina is definitely telling her what happened with you guys' conversation. So she comes out the phone, throws a drink in his face, and she's saying, you really want to get rid of me and all that. So he said, technically it was my job first, that you took it away. So she said, I got offered the job. It's a big difference. So he said, I take it that you're going to end things with us. So she said, no, I know how you are now, so may the best DA win. They shake on it, and then they started kissing and go upstairs. I'm saying, these people, is it that good, Belle, for you to really continue with EJ? But let's see how this unfolds, guys. But don't forget to like, follow, subscribe to my channel. Comment below your thoughts on today's episode. I will see you guys tomorrow.